You say you lost touch with the children after a tragic accident and have spent the last 25 years trying to find them.
When he messaged me through Facebook and claimed to be my father.
My family has always told me that I always heard Reynard. I've never heard Emmanuel Amanda. I've always heard Reynard. I mean, I didn't meet Reynard until I was 25.
My family members have always told me that Mr. Walls over here is my father.
You've always been told Mr. Walls is your biological father?
Yes, Your Honor.
Imagine spending 33 years searching for your children, hiring private investigators, spending $15,000 out of your own pocket, showing up in a courtroom with tears in your eyes, absolutely convinced that these two people are your blood, and then one envelope, one result takes it all away in a single second. Today's case is one of the most emotional ones I have ever covered. We have got lost children, separation for possible fathers, and one DNA test that changed everything forever. Stay with me, this one hits different. The case is Hinton versus Waddell. On one side stands Emmanuel Mark Hinton, man who believes with everything he has that 33-year-old fraternal twins. On the other side stand the twins themselves. Two adults who grew up in the foster care system, who spent their entire lives not knowing who their father was. And before we even get started, here is the detail that makes this case truly wild. Emmanuel is not the only man claiming to be their father. There are 4 possible fathers total. 1 already tested and eliminated. 2 standing in this courtroom right now. 1 mother who passed away and took her secrets with her. So how does Emmanuel's story begin? He says years ago he had a brief relationship with the twins' mother, a woman named Tanya. They lost touch. Then one day, he is at a flea market in Columbus, Ohio. Someone taps him on the shoulder. He turns around. Doesn't recognize her at first. Then it clicks. It's Tanya.
I was in Columbus, Ohio at a flea market. Somebody came up and tapped me on the back of my shoulder. I turned around and looked. I didn't recognize her at first. Then she looked at me like, this is Tanya. And then it clicked for me right then and there.
He visits her home that night. 2 little kids are running around the living room, a boy and a girl. And then something happens that Emmanuel says he will never forget. But the little girl, she runs straight across that room and jumps directly into his arms. And she will not let go. Tanya looks at him and says she probably knows you're her father.
There's kids running around the living room. I mean, just running around. And one time, they both stopped at the same time and looked at me. Okay? And next thing you know, the boy just took off because he was in his own element doing what he was doing. But the daughter, she ran and jumped in my arms. And I said, well, she don't want to never leave me. Then her mother told her, well, she probably know that you are her father.
From that moment, Emmanuel says he accepted full responsibility. That little girl was Marilyn. He started picking her up on weekends. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. For all those weekends, Emmanuel had absolutely no idea Marilyn had a twin brother. Tanya never told him.
She did not tell me that Marshawn and Marilyn were twins. I did not know this.
Why would she not tell you that?
I don't know.
That we were
Even to
twins?
this
That
day,
makes
I
no
don't
sense.
know. They weren't identical twins, so it just didn't click to me.
But before he could do anything about it, Tanya was involved in a tragic accident, and she was gone. This is where the story becomes genuinely heartbreaking. Emmanuel claims he was at the hospital the night before Tanya passed. He sat beside her and made her a promise, I will take care of them. The twins were placed with a family guardian. Emmanuel says he told that guardian, give me 6 months. I'm going to Cincinnati for a job opportunity. I will come back for them. He returned. The guardian looked him in the face and said, I don't know you. I don't trust you. You are not taking these children. He was not on the birth certificate. He had 0 legal rights.
It took me 7 months to get myself together. Okay, I came back up on the weekend to come to get her. And I told her point blank to the guardian, I said, I'm here to get Marilyn. She told me, you're not going to get her. I don't trust you, I don't know you.
He went to family services, but by then the twins had already been removed from that home too.
I went to family services and told them exactly, this is what the plan that we had. I am the father. So children's services took the kids out of the home for whatever reasons it was happening, but they were all gone. Okay, so now, where is my child?
After years of dead ends, Emmanuel's brother suggests something simple. Have you ever tried Facebook? He types in Marilyn's name, and there she is. He breaks down crying immediately. He sends her a message saying he is her father.
He said, you ever try Facebook? I put in Marilyn Bird Waddell and popped right up. I start crying like somebody just hit me in the mouth, whatever case may be. I was crying so much. She was just, that's how I remember her, face and all and everything.
Marilyn's reaction? Pure skepticism. She had never heard the name Emmanuel Hinton in her life. This was a complete stranger in her inbox.
I didn't think that he was my father at all.
That's where the main thing came in.
So why did you decide to meet with him?
Because he was so sure, he was so adamant that he was my father. And I'm just like, I don't know my dad, so let me, at least I can just take like this step. Maybe this is just one step forward to figuring out who I am. So I decided to meet with him.
She even told him at one point, if you want to be in our lives so badly, we'll let you in. We want a family. We want to know our father. But then she asked him for one completely reasonable thing, a DNA test. And he said no. He told her, I know you are my daughter. I do not need a test to confirm what I already know. Marilyn asked again. He refused again.
I was like, this could be my dad, And even though, I'm hard right now, I very much do want a family and I want to know who my father is. I asked Mr. Hinton for a DNA test and he refused. Now this was 3 years ago. He says he did not need a DNA test, and I said, well, I do. I'm the child in the situation. It's not up to you to say. He said, I know that you're my daughter. I don't need a test. So he refused to get one. I cut him off, and that's why we're here.
Now the judge makes a point here that genuinely reframes everything. She says most men in this situation would demand the test first, before spending time.
Where this man is saying, I don't need a test because I'm your dad and I just want to be your dad. A lot of men in this courtroom wouldn't do that. They would be just the opposite, saying, before I do anything, I want the test. The fact is, when I get this envelope from Jerome, there's a very real chance he may not be your biological father. So him saying, I don't want the test, is basically him saying to you, I am committed to you no matter what.
But from Marilyn's side, she has every right to demand the truth. Both perspectives make sense. And that is exactly what makes this case so painful. Now let's talk about the second man in this courtroom, Renard Walls. He stands up and says confidently, I am Marilyn and Martian's father. I know they are my kids. Tanya told him the babies were his. He said, okay, simple as that. Marilyn only met him for the first time 8 years ago when she was already 25. Then Marilyn drops a bombshell on the entire courtroom. There were actually 2 more men claiming to be her father, for total.
These two are not the only men who claim to be my dad. There's also 2 other men who claim to be my father. One of the men who claims to be my father, I know for a fact that he wasn't, and he literally just disappeared. I don't know where he went.
And then what did the fourth one say?
I remember him and his family. His sister reached out to me, showed me pictures of me and my twin brother sitting on this man's lap, sitting on her grandmother's lap, everything. She had pictures like for years.
So 4 possible fathers and 2 are here.
Yes, Your Honor.
And one of them, the fourth man, had the most physical evidence of anyone. Pictures spanning all the way until the twins were 5 or 6 years old. More photos than anyone. He tested negative. Not the father.
Well, one of them I did test, and it came out that he wasn't. That's
Was that number 3 or the one with all the pictures?
Yes.
So he's out.
Correct, he's out.
The judge calls for the envelope. The courtroom goes silent. She reads, because fraternal twins can have different biological fathers, we performed individual paternity tests on both Marilyn and Martian. It has been determined that they share the same biological father. In the case of Hinton versus Waddell, the father is Mr. Walls.
33-year-old fraternal twins, Marilyn and Martian Waddell. It has been determined by this court. The father is Mr. Walls.
Emmanuel Hinton, the man who searched 33 years, who spent $15,000, who cried real tears in this courtroom, who called these twins his legacy and his reason for becoming a better man. He is not their biological father. He loses everything. And even in that moment, through the tears, he looks up and says, if you are their father, all I ask is that you be a father to them.
I'm sorry that we had to go through all this. And I just want to tell you, Mr. Walls, you got your work cut out for you, but you got 2 great kids there. They are great, and they're gonna make you proud, like I've been proud.
Renard Walls is now the confirmed biological father. If this story moved, you hit that like button and share it. These stories deserve to be heard. Drop in the comments. Do Do you think Emmanuel deserved more grace? And do you think Renard Walls will finally step up? See you in the next one. Take care of yourselves.